Joe Biden. Can you guys hear that?
Joe Biden?
Joe
Yeah.
Biden.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
Just testing.
Wait, are we doing soundboards in this one?
No.
Yeah. So, welcome to Random Ramblings number 5? Or is it 4?
No, it's 5.
It's 5? Nice. And we've got a couple of guests. You may know these guests from the other podcast that we do. We've got Lego.
Hello.
And we've got Sonic.
Goodbye.
Oh no.
Okay.
We
See
no
ya.
longer have Sonic. Sonic has rejoined us. And now he's gone.
This is so sad.
This is so sad.
1 like equals 1 rip.
But yeah, themes you wanted to talk about what we're doing today?
Didn't even introduce me. Or
Oh,
yourself.
themes. Themes and
Yeah.
B.
Yep. The two duo, the Bonnie and Clyde of the group. Let's do it. Anyway, so I thought of the idea of let's do a political compass test. And we were going to do it a few days ago, but then something happened a few days ago. So we held off on that. But just seemed like a fun idea. We could talk about like the questions as we go through them, type of thing. Kind of see where everyone's vibe is at.
And we probably just want to reiterate that everyone has different political views, and it's interesting to like think about a question critically and like find common ground. And
yeah, this definitely isn't like a let's bully our friends to have the same opinion as us type of thing. Unless they like PETA for some reason, then I'm going to bully them.
Yeah, or
I follow Pete on Twitter, and Trump won by a lot.
Ooh.
Yes. Or if they like cuties or something.
It's more offensive.
But yeah, so this is politicalcompass.org, and you basically answer a bunch of questions, and it tries to plot your political leanings on a graph. And I just wanted to show an example of what that graph would look like. Here we go. So if you look at the 2020 elections, this is how it would plot Trump versus Biden. Surprisingly, Biden is really far on the right side of the scale. But then again, I don't think that's too surprising.
Yeah, it doesn't really surprise me too much. But I guess it is important to note with these, as you're taking these, because I've taken a few different types of these tests, and like it's kind of hard with some of the questions because like a lot of questions don't have the nuance to be like, well, what about this particular scenario as opposed to this other scenario?
Yeah.
Like if you're pro, just a random example, like if you're pro the government being out of like a certain like sector, but then you're pro them being in another sector, like what does it do? Like a general like, do you want the government to be in these things? Isn't going to capture that type of nuance. So these basically take these results with a grain of salt.
Yeah, and according to the way they plotted Obama in 2008 versus 2012, it looks like his political leanings shifted between those two terms. That's interesting.
I wonder if the NSA had anything to do with that.
I think candidates may like adjust their positions slightly in order to maybe measure up to the competition. Like,
or he doesn't have to play up rhetoric as much once he's actually in office.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah, so I just wanted to look at that and kind of see. But did we want to start with the questions?
Yeah, I guess we should. Is everyone set up on that website? The questions go in the same order, so it's pretty easy.
I'll copy paste the link. I put it in schedule. Probably not the right place to put it, but
yeah, we have a channel called LinkedIn for a reason. You damn asshole.
I will cross post it to LinkDub.
Who's Link, and why are we dumping on him?
Oh wow.
He's
Sure.
Some would say that he's Mario's brother.
Link is the princess in that video game about Zelda.
Oh yeah, that Link.
The elf.
Yes, the elf.
The elf woman.
Yes.
All the true Zelda fans out there are probably screaming at us right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're probably breaking their pots in frustration. Let me close my door real quick because I think my 3D printer is coming through. One sec.
Well, hey Zelda fans, listen. Just listen.
Okay.
What are they listening to?
Okay, I have returned. Oh no, what
Yeah.
happened to the?
Return of the Bee.
There we go.
Wow.
I need to come up with a better way to show who's on Discord. I will do that soon.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It seems like it's fine for now. Is that left side even being used for anything?
Huh? What?
Where you have us right now, that left side's not even being used for anything, is it?
Oh no, I whenever I scrolled to another channel in the Discord, it moved it out of the way like that.
Yeah. It's a bit of a bitch.
Okay. If economic, I guess everyone can take a turn reading the questions, just for variety. If economic globalization is inevitable, maybe I shouldn't be reading this because I can't read. It should primarily serve humanity rather than the interests of transnational corporations. What are
Yeah.
people's thoughts on that? So,
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I would say yeah, for sure. I mean, maybe as a people myself and not as a corporation, I might be a bit biased, but I would like to be serviced as opposed to
I
a
think
corporation.
this one's
Yeah.
pretty vague. I think what it's saying is maybe like corporations might have very specific goals in mind, but the goals of humanity are probably more important. Or well, if you agree with this, but it's like
Yeah.
it's like
Maybe like a global or maybe like a climate change type thing
well
is what they're kind of getting at. Like
that's
even though it's the business profits, and I don't know. I'm just like spitballing here from reading this.
Well,
that's kind of what I mean.
yeah, like I think governments incentivize certain things, whether they provide subsidies for oil or they provide subsidies for renewables. Either way, they're basically giving a signal to the corporations that these things are the things that should be more profitable for you. So maybe it's, I don't know if this is directly tied to like what policy you would have regarding that, but I don't know. I think personally, there's, yeah, personally, I'm a strongly agreed on this, but I don't know. I don't want to spend too much time like nitpicking what it means, but
Yeah. All right. What about Lego and Sonic? What's your take on it?
I don't know what that stuff means. I'm a simple guy. I don't speak political that much.
that's fair.
Yeah. Because to be fair, like a lot of the way this is like written on some of these questions are pretty like it's kind of like you can cut this in half and like get the same point, and have it a lot like legibility matters in a sense. I don't know if legibility is the right word, probably not. But
okay, this one's probably a little bit more
about Lego
straight
before
through.
we get to the other one.
Lego, you want to read this one? Oh, sorry, we're getting Lego's answer on this one. Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I agree, but not strongly, because I think there are some corporations that maybe are looking at the future game rather than the present, and maybe serving the interests of humanity are not leading us to a better future, but a better present. So, I don't know, just variables like that. I'm gonna put agree, but not
So
strongly.
like examples of corporations, are you talking about like Tesla or something?
Yeah, something futuristic that's looking towards the future rather than what we need now.
Yeah, that's a good point. Depending on like the needs of the people, It's kind of relative to like where you're looking at it, type of thing.
And at the same time, I don't necessarily think that the interests of corporations are necessarily bad. Like Tesla, for example, like they take a big profit margin on their cars and their batteries and stuff, but I mean that has the end effect of like progressing us towards renewables. Like even if it gives them a lot of profits as well, like it's a net positive. Uh, yeah, so
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah,
Agree sounds reasonable there.
I guess it's important to kind of tell when you want to side with the corporations or with humanity. Because sometimes corporations can help with humanity, or sometimes humanity can help with corporations, I would
Yeah.
guess. So, I guess I'd kind of agree there. Not strongly, but just kind of.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And like I think the more complex the problem that you're trying to solve, the more complex the organization needs to be. So in that regard, corporations are important.
Yeah. Cool.
Who wants to read the next one?
I'll read it. I'll read it. Me. Okay, so I'd always support my country whether it was right or wrong. And I think this is very topical with what happened a few days ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bit of an issue.
Yeah. Um I mean, depends on who you ask, I guess.
Yeah, if it was right, okay, I 100% support my country. If it was wrong, then maybe there's something that we need to work on. So, I guess I'll kind of disagree there.
Okay.
Yeah, I kind of feel like the fact that it says I'd always like always as opposed to like because I think if it's just I'll agree with them when they're in the right. I mean, I don't think anyone would like. There'd be very few people like well, yeah, I'd always do it. It kind of tells me that it's more so like, are you gonna stand up for your country even if it's like just doing like terrible things?
And I think right and wrong is highly subjective, and it it's based on like what principles you have and what's important to you. Yeah, I mean I'm probably gonna choose disagree myself for this one.
I threw in a strongly disagree on this one, but
Okay, that's fair.
you are right that it changes on the person. For example, like, and I'm sure the issue will come up later on this, but like, say, like abortion, right? Like, what's right or wrong there depends on what the person's values are, especially like, religious or not, or what your idea is on the when cells become a person as opposed to not, or if
Whether or not a
then
soul exists.
yeah, like a bunch of
I
that.
have no soul.
Well, you're the you might not have a soul, but you're the face of a soulless corporation. So
Hmm.
True, very true. A very blurry face, but
In,
still a face,
in
nonetheless.
2077, what makes a corporation a criminal?
Yeah, I'll agree. Or I'll put disagree. Not strongly though.
Okay. Who wants to read this one?
I guess I'll go. I guess we'll just go in a line from 1 to 4, I guess.
Sure.
Our race has many superior qualities compared with other races.
Oh,
and that is racism
wait.
there.
Wait, we skipped this one right here.
Wait, which one? Oh, shit.
Oh
No
my
one chooses
god.
their country of birth, so it is foolish to be proud of it.
Hmm.
I don't know. I think you can be proud of like being a part of something because like I feel like it's foolish to be proud of it like when you're born, but like as you grow up, you're contributing to that society as well. So I mean, you're actually becoming a part of it. So
I don't like the wording of foolish because that's implying like you're just I don't know how to put it. I
uh,
guess it's a little violating that. Oh, you support your country? Wow, look at you, foolish.
Uh,
yeah, it's very condescending.
yeah,
Yeah,
I think
that's the.
I think a lot of like different countries are basically different segments of humanity experimenting with making progress towards something. So, um, I I think in that sense, like being proud of how your country's doing it, you know, trying to be an ideal human, like It's something to be proud of, but I wouldn't go overboard. Like, whenever you get towards the nationalism side of things, then things become harmful, like 1930s Germany or something. But so I guess agree is what I would go with here. Wait. So it's foolish to be proud of it.
Disagree.
Yeah,
Disagree.
I'd strongly disagree there.
Okay.
I'm gonna put strongly disagree as well.
Okay.
I threw an agree on mine. I would have put strong. I probably did put strongly like last time I did this, but because I don't because there's a certain point I don't think there's much pride to be had in like a place you live, but like I said before, like when you're contributing to it and as you're being a part of the culture. I guess I don't know. I've softened my view on it. I guess over time, or I've thought like a different. I don't know. So.
Okay. Themes.
Yeah. So anyway, now that we're done with all that country stuff, guys, you need to know that our race has many superior qualities compared to other races.
Strongly agree. Strongly agree. No.
Okay. KK.
Yeah, strongly disagree.
I have to put a strongly disagree.
The human race is far superior to the dolphin race.
Yeah.
Very true. Very true.
Ah.
Like dolphins are dicks. Like, have you heard of the things dolphins do?
They rape.
Yeah.
I mean,
Although then again, some humans do that too.
Oh, that's
I guess
true.
Never mind.
Never mind.
Humans are dicks. We're all
Wait,
dicks.
humans are dolphins?
Yeah, that was actually
Yes, humans
that
are
was
dolphins.
episode at one point. Were dolphins people, like the animals that were people or not?
Did I join the Joe Rogan podcast? What is happening?
Joe Biden.
Alex Jones.
By the
is
way,
here?
have you tried Jiu-Jitsu DMT?
No, there was a what was it? It was like either a bioethics class or a philosophy class or something I took, and that was one of the chapters was like are dolphins people, and it was going over the idea of like what actually not like humans obviously, but like what makes an entity a person, like what gets like you'd say like a cyborg or something, right, or a robot. Like at what point do they reach a certain level of sentience that they would be considered like people like us? So and dolphins have some of those traits. So it's kind of my question of are they, aren't they, type of thing.
Too bad they never figured out opposable thumbs.
Yeah.
Speaking of dolphins and people, I gotta go finish some laundry. I'll be back eventually.
All right, please, hey, Ellen, before you leave, please, what did you put for this question?
For the racist thing?
Yeah.
I strongly disagree.
Strongly
I strongly disagree. I have many friends that are of different ethnicities, so I strongly disagree.
Okay.
Epic.
I didn't want to push you too much on that, but I was hoping
Yeah,
at least
that's
you
just
disagree.
yeah, that's just flat out asking, are you a racist?
Yeah.
I'll be back.
Well,
Yeah.
now's a good time to talk about our sponsor.
Our sponsor, NordVPN.
NordVPN ad read Google.
NordVPN, if you ever hear this, we'll sponsor you. I actually use your product. I bought it like 2 years ago.
NordVPN. I currently use private internet access, but I may switch if I feel so inclined.
Yeah, we'll shill for a different company.
This video is sponsored by NordVPN. Staying safe online is an ever-growing difficulty, and you could be exploited by hackers. NordVPN allows you to change your IP address, making you harder to track, securing your privacy. Check out the link in the description to get 20% off, or go to nordvpn.com/HTC to get 30% off. Wow, that's crazy.
Not
This is
actually
first to know.
sponsored, but this
Not
is
actually
a
sponsored.
freebie, so the next one's going to cost you.
That link won't work. So
That link will not work. It might work. It might go to something else, though. Let's try it.
it'll be like it'll be some other group called like the
The
Hungry
NordVPN.
Table.
huge table company.
Yeah, huge table. Yeah, the huge table company. Like they do a YouTube like unboxing channel or something.
Okay, that just showed my IP address, so I need to blur that out whenever we do the.
Okay.
God,
Well,
the comments on this
It
copy.
wouldn't have showed your IP address if you would have used NordVPN.
Uh,
That's a good point, actually.
Protect your privacy today, B. That was good.
Oh.
And anyway, I would strongly disagree for the race one for obvious reasons. Um, so when it comes to race stuff, it's all environmental because mostly what was the report? I forget the exact wording, but it's like there's like groups in Africa, for example. Obviously, and they're black or whatever, right? But like they're different ethnicities to the point where like there's more genetic diversity between two groups in Africa, like on average, versus say someone who's African and someone who's Caucasian. And I think that's because, if I'm not mistaken, it was like there was a certain group from Africa, and that's kind of where like a lot of the where a lot of us originated, type of deal.
Yeah.
And like and then spread out to different areas, whereas the other ones kind of stayed in Africa. Um, Again, I don't have it in front of me, so it's kind of a
Wait, so you're saying there's a greater genetic difference between two subgroups in Africa than there is between a group in Africa and a group in Europe, for example?
yes.
How does the
Yeah.
math work on that?
So I think because it's like different genetic diversity type of thing, whereas like I think the only difference with like the groups that came from Africa are just that their skin tone was really changing in the sense of like they live in different climates, so like that's going to affect it a bit,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to different like genetic probably mutations, I would guess. Because obviously we had different like we had different groups before Homo sapiens, so I'd imagine it's something to do with that. Again, I don't have the thing in front of me, so it's kind of a
Did
kind of a
you,
pain to
speaking of
look up.
Africa, did you know that the richest person in the world right now is an African American?
I didn't.
Wait.
It's Elon Musk from South Africa.
I was like, is there? I was expecting. I was waiting for a joke. I didn't know. What does he say? He's South African.
No, I mean he is
he
from
was
South
born in
Africa,
South Africa.
but
I just looked it up.
Okay, I didn't know that.
but yeah, that was a
It does not
dumb
look
joke.
like it.
Yeah, all right, fair enough.
But he is the richest person in the world now. He just surpassed Jeff Bezos.
That's crazy.
And
Jeff, even without all the money they got from this pandemic.
and like most of the wealth of it, well, the same is true for Jeff Bezos, but like most of his wealth is from this year. But it's like it's not liquid wealth. It's net.
Gas wealth.
It's his net worth based on like how much Tesla stock has gone up. So like if you look at Tesla stock, like
yeah, when he called someone a pedophile, that stock really went up.
like this like this is 2020 right here. Like most of Tesla stock's value has been in this year. It went from $86 up to right now it's $880. It's like that's what made him the richest man in the world, just the crazy growth of Tesla stock.
That's what made him the richest duck in the world.
Yes.
Scrooge McDuck.
And it's funny, people are now saying that Tesla stock is probably valued around $1,500 per share, which is even higher than what it is now. But we'll see.
So anyway, political compass. Yeah, that was a bit of a silence there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I assume you two will probably either put disagree or strongly disagree, not to bully people into
For
choosing
the race one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
I think we're strongly disagree across the board there.
Yeah. Even though our podcast is, I think, only white people.
I'm curious how Germany looks on the political compass.
Yeah.
It's interesting how I'm seeing a lot of authoritarian right. Oh, okay, so UK is fairly evenly split, it seems. Labour Party, Green Party. There's a Brexit party. Brexit
Yeah, well,
party.
yeah, I don't. There was like a was it Tory party or something that was doing stuff like that. I don't know if it was exactly. I remember
Oh,
looking it up.
now it's called the Reform UK Party as of this month.
Yeah, what was it called before?
Brexit party.
Oh, it was just okay.
Hmm.
Uh,
That is very far right and far authoritarian. Hmm.
I think there's UKIP up there. Remember when Carl Benjamin was trying to run for UKIP
UKIP.
and then he lost? I imagine the UK is the United Kingdom, but
Independence Party.
not nice. Carl Benjamin, aka Sargon of Akkad, ran for along with
Let's
him
look at
and
New Zealand.
ooh, nice.
Green Party. Do you think they made that quantile green because of the Green Party?
I don't know. It's gonna be interesting then, because I know the purple one down there is like sometimes yellow on the other map or something.
Maybe. Blue, red. Oh, those colors are opposite of what they are in the United States, as far as left and right.
Yeah.
I think in countries outside of the U.S., they actually have red representing the right side, or I mean the left side. I'm not sure.
Right.
Let's look at European Union.
Man, was it? It said French or whatever. Why are we gonna look at the French? The French don't exist.
That's
Throw
true.
that on my little compass. I don't think they exist. What are you gonna do about it?
Whoa. That is. Oh, that's EU. Okay, I see. Oh wow, Hungary is the farthest. Is yeah, I was born in Hungary.
Fun fact. Okay.
Fun fact.
Yeah, well, if you would have listened to this podcast before, like, I'm pretty sure fun fact is already. Actually, no, wait, did I make that joke at you? Was that on there or off air?
Wait, what? Oh yeah, yeah. You made that joke at me and on Random Ramblings.
Yeah,
Irish.
I'd be curious to know what Australia was specifically, because they kind of seem like they're little prudish from the at least the government, because they end up banning a bunch of like it'd be like oh the violent video games or the sexualized anime or something, right? Like a lot of stuff gets shit canned. So
Sonic is coming back, right?
I
This is
guess
Ireland. There's Australian.
we could always do a few of these and then like wait on the last page type of deal.
So, do we want to talk about the Twitter ban of Trump while we're
Ooh,
here?
Sure.
yeah, I guess because that what is that? That might even go into the next question. The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah, but personally, I don't know. I feel like he clearly instigated a lot of the writing from the six, like specifically with his wording as well as the other guys' wordings that were doing that press conference thing, like Rudy Giuliani saying trial by combat. Like yeah, we should, like what, like what? Why is this? This is crazy.
Yeah, the trial by combat thing. He should have known that Game of Thrones references in 2021 are kind of cringe.
Yeah, of course people were gonna riot after they started thinking about season 8. They stormed the Capitol.
Now that you mentioned Game of Thrones, I'm irrationally angry.
overthrow the election of Brandon. That almost needs to be a parody. Like someone like a talented artist needs to redraw it as like just a bunch of different houses going to war, like being like we can't let the Starks be in the lead. they've been a rich family, you know, in power for. But yeah, I don't know. Like, so because he was doing that, like, I don't see a problem really with him getting shit canned. I guess I do in a sense of like they were gonna get rid of him anyway, and this is just a convenient excuse. But like, if the excuse is valid, like, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was my perspective on those last few tweets, that they were incendiary, um but I do have political bias in that case. Do you think that this was
I mean, every
do
person
you,
has blue bias, so.
do you think that like an objective look at those tweets would also conclude that they were incendiary?
Well, I think an objective look at those tweets would have to look at the context in which they were said. So, like, not to mention like the context surrounding him in general. Like, he knows that he has like people like that. Not to mention, like, if you look, what was it, all over much different like internet boards and stuff. Like, you could tell these people were planning this stuff, right? Like, chat
Yeah.
log, like people planning this stuff. So I can't imagine the president of the United States like wouldn't know about like this type of thing happening. Like, cause it's not like it's just some hidden like seedy corner of the internet. Like, you'd have people on his own like the Donald subreddit thing or whatever. That one got canned, but like on their own like
The Donald
website.
Trump one, it was active until I think it now Donald Trump is banned.
Yeah, but it's like one of those where it's like like there's no way he doesn't know about it. So the idea that like, oh, he's just saying this thing completely innocuously.
Yeah.
We gotta we gotta fight hard for this, and we gotta do trial by combat, and we gotta march down Pennsylvania Avenue to the Capitol, and like all this stuff, and it's like I don't know. I feel like it's being willfully ignorant to be like, oh yeah, maybe he didn't mean all these things, especially from like the guy that's supposed to be like, he says what he means. Like, that was like a big point about him, is like he just says what's on his mind,
Yeah.
and not like every time like there's any criticism of him, it's like, I mean, you can tell I'm not a pro Trump guy at all. I mean, no shit, but like anytime there's any criticism of him at all, it's no, he didn't mean that. He meant like this other thing. He's just apparently a terrible speaker all the time somehow. It's like, yeah. Um, but that's my view. That's my soapbox view. So if anyone wants to,
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I wonder if he's gonna be able to run again in 2024, and if he has a decent chance at winning after what happened Wednesday. I wonder like if a majority of conservatives are pro-Trump after what happened, or if only kind of fringe groups are pro-Trump. I'm not sure exactly if this would split the party or not.
yeah, it's hard to tell. I think personally, I would think that people kind of backed off him, if nothing else, because like the optics of it. Like, even if they were pro-Trump, but they just were like, okay, I can't back this anymore. Like, I'm gonna lose my positions of power and whatever, right? Because at the end of the day, like with a lot of these people, money talks, regardless what their positions are on both sides. And that's not just like a Republican thing; that's obviously a Democrat thing too. But they're I imagine that a lot of his more fringe base like became more like, yeah, Trump. But I think personally, I think that a lot of the other ones, like the standard just base Republican people, were kind of like, yeah, okay, let's not do this. Which, if that's the case, then yeah, that would kind of screw over his chances, because you win by numbers, not necessarily passion,
Yeah.
even though one usually correlates with the other. What does Lego think? Let's get political, young man.
Political? Orange Man bad.
Ooh, he
Controversial opinion.
said the Twitter thing.
Don't get mad, Twitter, but Orange Man kinda bad, though.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I'm surprised Mike Pence hasn't been in the news as much. I feel like they would have similar beliefs.
Yep. Well,
Yeah.
they were chanting "Hang Mike Pence" after or like during the storming of the Capitol. So I think
Oh my. Lord.
they were they were pretty upset that he didn't use his VP powers to stop the vote.
Yeah, he was. I was checking out his Twitter while you guys were talking, and he's very I guess I don't know. He does not like it. He
Just
was
not.
not inciting it at all.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I've heard like this is giant grand assault because it's like like White House official aides type of thing, right? As anonymous sources could easily just be lying. Like the person that's talking about them could be lying. The people themselves could be lying. So it's hard to tell with anonymous sources. But the idea that like he's not really like a super like Trump fan, really. And I imagine that would definitely be the case if Trump's like pretty much putting pressure on him to do something that like he's like, no, I can't actually do that. Like I don't have the power to do that. And then that they get all pissed off and they're trying to kill him. It's like, okay, well,
Yeah.
Yeah. Um. What's kind of I don't know. I actually gained some respect for Mike Pence and how he's handled this whole thing.
I agree. I think it's much more mature, I guess. It's a nice way of taking it.
Yeah, like obviously, his political opinions still differ from mine, but
Yeah,
like
for sure.
Penis.
penis,
penis.
Agreed.
Mike Penis. That's his name.
Mike penis.
No,
What did I miss?
we were just talking about the storm on the Capitol.
Oh,
Oh, the
I
shitstorm?
saw this in the news as
And our
well.
sponsor,
Mike
NordVPN.
Pence. Mike Pence is attending Joe Biden's inauguration. I found that really surprising.
Yeah, it sounds like Mike Pence is just done with Trump's shit. And that's kind of big because he's kind of the vice president hired through Trump. Elected, I should say.
Yeah, you know what? Because he's probably he knows how to play the political game.
Alexa, shut up! I wasn't talking to you.
All right.
Yeah, anytime I say anything that even sounds remotely like her name, she gets triggered. Heck, even with Siri, sometimes I say, "Hey, shit ass," and she hears me.
It's true love right there.
If I say "Okay,
Yeah.
boomer," my it didn't work that time, but usually my Google Assistant will pick up on that and say,
Beautiful.
How often are you yelling "Okay, boomer" in your house?
once or twice a year.
Okay.
He yells at his dog. Okay.
Well, there's your first time for the year.
Got it out of the way pretty early. All right. The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yes.
Not always.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to disagree.
Enemy of my enemy
Sometimes.
is my friend.
So what I'm thinking for this, right? We can even take the political compass, for example. If you don't agree with the right, for example, then maybe you don't agree with libertarians, and libertarians don't agree with the right. So it's like there's more than two sides, I guess. It's more of a cube.
So like, I wouldn't necessarily
More like
call
they have layers.
I wouldn't necessarily call China the enemy, but communism and just like the huge authoritarian stance that they're taking, and I wouldn't necessarily call Russia an enemy, but at the same time they're also kind of questionable. But like the fact that Russia and China are somewhat enemies in some regards, that doesn't necessarily make either one of them more favorable in my mind. So that's my counterexample to that statement.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that's fair. Not to mention too, you kind of got to figure out like, okay, the enemy of your enemy. Like, basically, do your goals align or not? And it would even more so like if they align, like what's the reason? Like if you're like, oh man, I don't like this particular say billionaire, right? Because like I don't know, maybe he like has terrible working conditions or something, right? And I want to make the working conditions better. And then some Nazi, like some neo-Nazi, hates that billionaire because he's Jewish. It's like, all right, well, you know what? He's not my friend. I know you're the enemy of my enemy, but steering clear of that one, you know.
Yeah, it depends more on their motive than anything else, really.
Yeah, and there'll definitely be times where maybe that does apply, but I think most of the time it's just not something you can say.
Yeah.
Yeah, case by case basis. Because the thing is, like, I don't know, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Like, you just, I don't know, my friend is my friend. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
at that point, they're kind of more, I guess, like, they wouldn't be my friend. They would be like a useful pawn, maybe.
The enemy of my enemy is my enemy in law. So I put disagree. Everyone else?
Yep.
I disagree.
Yeah, I would disagree too.
Okay.
Hey, unanimous.
Unanimous.
Unlike anything that happens in Congress.
You know, that means if we all voted the same one, that means that is the objective correct answer here.
This
If
is
you're
true.
first with the Holy Twitter cast. If you
So
chose
if we
your answer, then actually, yeah, we should. If you made it this far, you should do this test with us. If it just as an interesting, whatever.
all strongly agreed on the race question, then that means it's okay
Yeah.
to be racist.
Hell yeah, buddy.
Yeah, let's go back and change it. Everyone go change it.
Ah.
Yep,
Ah.
I'm going.
All right, Lego, you want to read this one?
Yeah. Military action that defies international law is sometimes justified. I agree. I think as in the words of themes, like it's a case by case basis. Some things cannot go without action. And I think military
That means we got a bomb in Israel. Hell yeah. No.
Do you have a specific international law in mind that you think would be okay to defy?
Do you know?
Go to Google bad international. What do we got?
See, that's the thing for I think as a hypothetical, I would say agree, but in terms of actual practice, like I can't think of any particular laws that would. And the problem is, I feel like that opens up the floodgates to like most of the international laws, which are pretty, as far as I'm aware, pretty good.
Hmm.
Like we don't want people genociding people. You don't want to really just any sort of fighting type one or any sort of like mistreatment of workers or stuff like that.
Yeah.
I feel like, and we kind of already do that to an extent anyway.
Yeah, I think most international law is fairly reasonable, like UN stuff.
Not to mention this is military action as well. Military action that defies international law. So it's not even just like
Oh yeah.
stuff. So this is more like,
It's like don't commit war crimes.
yeah, pretty much. So I can't imagine salt the earth type of place where that's going to be really like useful.
Yeah, if we have to like nuke Israel because of some crazy alien species that's invaded Israel and is trying to take over the rest of the world,
Ooh,
then okay, we'll nuke them
want to
unprompted.
be using that wording.
Sonic says Jews are aliens. Confirmed.
Wow.
Yep.
Hey,
Tweeting Sonic is over, party.
Then.
Get that trending.
There's our thumbnail. Jews are aliens.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
I would do that if I didn't think we'd get demonetized like out the like whatever.
Yeah, I guess that could kind of tie into the next question. There is now a worrying fusion of information and entertainment.
Yeah, I would strongly agree with
Yeah.
Information and entertainment. Like worrying in what way? Worrying that that this would like cause us to not progress as a human species, or worry that it's immoral?
I think more so that it's kind of hard to tell the difference between the two, right? Because sometimes entertainment is just entertainment, but otherwise, or and other times it's like information's put in there. So it's sometimes the way people present it. It's like what was that one lawsuit that was against like what is it, Rachel Maddow or something? Like one of those and then you get the lawsuit say of Alex Jones, and there's been a couple different ones. I think there was a lawsuit of Fox News as well, and they all pretty much do a thing of like, oh, actually, we're just an entertainment thing. We're playing a character type of thing. Like this isn't actual supposed to be like accurate news reporting. But then like when you watch them, they try to present it like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
watching, but then they fall back on like actually this is just entertainment. Pretty much it was just a joke, bro. But like the person that like is kind of just throwing out the joke, even though they actually believe it. So it's
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Except
Like-
now apparently my whole Israeli aliens thing is that is a joke, bro.
Yeah. I was kidding. But yeah, I mean that is a good that
Frank.
is a good example. Like, you know, if it saves the planet, if like
it saves
bombing a
the planet,
country
it's
saves
Israel.
the planet, then yeah.
That's
Like
terrible.
like if yeah, like if aliens show up and they're like, "Hi guys,
No,
we're
I'm just
here
joking.
in Israel. If you don't do anything in 60 minutes, we're gonna destroy the planet." You know.
We're
You choose
also Jews.
Can we choose a different country?
Romania.
Like
Yeah, Romania,
Jewish
sure.
yeah, Romania. Yeah, that's fine.
The Jews in Romania.
Why are they still gonna choose?
The Romanians are Jews?
Apparently.
Romaine lettuce is made by the Jewish deep state? What?
Yeah. I'd say disagree because there's not a worrying amount, but I wouldn't say strongly because as themes brought up, there is cases where that is that happens.
Yeah, I could think of like let's say an educational, you know, YouTube channel that has some credibility in the community. It would be fairly easy for them to spread misinformation because most of their viewers would probably, you know, just take it at face value. But
Like a fucking PragerU or something.
honestly, well, no, I was thinking more like, you know, like a mainstream science channel like SciShow. Like
Oh,
they could just say something that's wrong and maybe not get very scrutinized. But at the same time, like, you know, some scientists that are watching could make a big deal about it and make a video exposing them or something. So
exposed. Oh yeah, by the way, on the last question I put disagree. I don't think I said that before. On this one I put
same
strongly agree because I feel like there's personally I feel like there is. Like I love jokes, like all types of jokes. Like even like the really messed up ones here. Like as much you know, but I don't know.
so do you
Like
think in the future there should be a clear difference between information and entertainment?
yeah, I think certain ones that because the problem is like when they try to pass themselves like I don't know, I guess PragerU would probably be one of the better examples of it. Is like when they're trying to like pass themselves off as like they are some sort of information like thing. Like it's kind of different when it's like a single person, like say like just a random YouTuber who
Well,
like sometimes they're trying to be educational about the topic and other times they're just trying to be like entertaining. Like when it's
okay.
just a normal person, but when it kind of gets to the status of like here's a big old like corporation or something, right? Like I don't know. Like because even you get like PragerU, those videos are shown in some classrooms. Like I've seen one of those videos. I'm pretty sure for one of my classes at one point.
I think I choose disagree here because I disagree on the interpretation of what this question is. I think this is more about like um if you intend if something is intended to truthfully intended to be information versus entertainment. Like I think when someone says, "Oh, I'm just entertainment," that's just kind of legalese to get out of getting a lawsuit, right?
Yeah, it's been used that way before, yeah.
Okay.
But I like you said, like Alex Jones is probably a good example of that, in the sense that like what was it? His lawyer argued that he was playing a person, like a character or whatever, right? When it came to the whole Sandy Hook thing,
Hmm.
and but then later Alex was like, no, that's not true. But
I watched
I
the
just been save face.
Yeah, I watched I've watched the interview with Joe Rogan that Alex Jones did, and I think Alex Jones has some fairly strong convictions. I think he believes what he's saying, but and like Joe Rogan fact checked him on a lot of stuff. Sometimes what Alex Jones said was actually true. You know, is like
Yeah,
you know,
well,
he's very paranoid about.
yeah, we talked about the one on one of the episodes here that
That was the first one, yeah.
yeah.
I think he's just very paranoid, and he he believes that there's a lot of corruption that's hidden from public view, which that's fair enough, I guess.
Well, I mean, that's the kind of thing from earlier. The enemy and my enemy is my friend. Like in that discussion, where saying like, if like you both believe the same thing but for different reasons, like that's kind of an issue, right? Like, if I believe like there's some like shady stuff happening outside the public view, and he also believes it, that's one thing. But like, if he believes they're like demonic reptilian scorpions from like the third dimension, like, I'm not gonna find common ground with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think that stuff is technically possible, but it's highly improbable.
I mean, I would agree with that. I would never say like that. There's absolutely nothing that's, or there's absolutely like everything's impossible ever. Like we don't know the universe well enough to ever even make that claim.
Yeah.
But
We want to move on to the next question?
yeah, we're gonna be on page 2.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah,
we
we wanna-
should pick up the pace a little bit just because we're at 2 out of 6.
Oh god.
I mean, to be
Wow.
fair, we took like a 15-minute break.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
But yeah, we should pick it up a bit more, I guess.
People are
Uh,
ultimately divided. Oh, sorry, this one's yours, themes.
Yeah, okay. People are ultimately
Wow.
divided more by class than by nationality. Personally, I'd say strongly agree, in the sense that, like, because you'll see, say, like, arguments. I'm sure everyone's heard arguments here from, like, say, white privilege or something.
Hmm.
And that is true, but you'll always see outliers in the sense of, like, say, like, poor white people also, like, doing bad. So I feel like it's more of a class thing. Like, I feel like it's more of the rich elites, kind of screwing people over. Like, say, politicians lobbying, or, people lobbying politicians, like the rich people, to have, like, loopholes and stuff. Um, and, like, like tax breaks and stuff like that. So I feel like it is kind of more like way more based on class, although nationality does play a role in it, obviously because of personal biases from people. But it says which one ultimately divided more, as opposed to which ultimately divided. So I would say class is more than that.
Hmm.
I think economically it's a strong mix of both. Like some countries have a much easier um, outcome as far as their ability to progress economically. But I guess more like, and I think economics is a major driver for opportunity and pretty much all the other aspects of life. So personally, I'm going to choose agree here. I think classism is a bit more of a problem, but where you're born does have a big influence on what opportunities you have in life. Like someone born in the United States has a lot of opportunity versus someone born in India, for example.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
also would agree. I think that's a good argument.
Sonic?
Sonic, what do you think?
I'd say I'd agree there, yeah.
Uh,
everyone strongly agree. But,
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
me. That's just the theory of game.
A
I've never
game.
A political theory.
Yeah, I've never seen a single one of his episodes.
Oh man, I watched the Mr. Beast. Oh, I watched the Dad one was good too. He was talking about a channel called Dad. I went in and subscribed to that. I'm gonna watch those.
Yeah.
Dad?
Yeah, there's this ARG channel where there's this guy that I don't know. I'll show it to you later. I'll link it later. It's kind of hard to explain. But it's a really
What?
interesting ARG channel.
But what the fuck is a dad?
I have no idea.
Never had one.
Mine went to pick up cigarettes.
I think dads are just fake news.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Controlling inflation is more important than controlling unemployment.
I
So
never thought
obviously,
about
they're
this
talking
one.
about inflation fetish, or the fetish, right?
What?
Oh,
Oh no. Oh
yes,
no.
inflation fetish is way more important than unemployment.
um.
I feel like inflation kind of controls unemployment in an indirect way. So, uh, hmm,
If only there was like a neutral option in this test, that'd be great.
yeah.
That would be nice.
They
Just
they take those out on purpose to make you kinda, because a lot of people choose that, but if they're more pressed, they'll actually go with, like, an answer that they kinda more agree with. But then at
yeah.
the same time, like, there are certain questions where it's really like, I just don't have an opinion on this.
I think
Or, like, my opinions are so conflicting that it's kinda in the middle type of thing.
I think unemployment is a huge problem. Uh, um, and it's really hard to create jobs for people. Uh, and then
Mm,
I guess in that regard, I'd be leaning more towards the left. Like there should be more opportunities for people to earn an income on unemployment. Like I think you know from now on unemployment will just keep rising because uh, the pandemic made it to where a lot of jobs become automated. Uh, Companies are getting more efficient in how they operate, and so they can cut out a lot of jobs. Like let's say companies that went full remote just because they can, they save a lot on like having a building and having that building maintained and having contractors come in, vendors come in. Like there's a lot of jobs that are just gone now, and I think it's going to keep getting worse, especially when robots take over more jobs. So I think controlling unemployment is a big one.
I thought you were just gonna stop it when robots take over because you had to pause there for a second.
I thought you were about to say something about Robotnik.
Oh,
Which I
Well,
guess he kind of would be a problem there. He's coming with all these devices to try and kill Sonic, right?
yeah,
So,
not only that, well, he controls, like, woodland creatures by, like, turning them into robots.
I
yeah,
think
couldn't he
Robotnik creates a
just...
lot of jobs.
But couldn't
Yeah, but
he,
they're
like,
all robots,
hire
though.
people?
Huh?
Couldn't he just, like, hire people to kill Sonic? Like, just hire a hitman.
Well,
Not that hard.
I'm
You
sure
can't be
he
fast with a
hires.
gun.
I'm sure he hires a bunch of people to make his gadgets. Like he probably doesn't do
Maybe.
all of it himself. I'm sure he outsources some of it, like the raw
Yeah, the part
materials and the chips and stuff.
Chips.
yeah, right, so no inflation.
Sponsored
I
by
don't
Lay's.
sponsor I'll take a Lay's sponsorship, why not? Yeah, if you want
Late,
to sponsor
never
Lay's,
mind.
yeah.
Lays, if you want to send me a free bag of sour cream and onion, feel free.
Eat Lay's
Hey,
if you want to
Liz,
get laid.
if you sponsor us, I will change your ranking on the one and true snack tier list.
Yeah,
You
what
will
were you?
become
What was it, like
best
a...
for giving me money.
What was it, a B or a C that you set it to?
B because it's a baseline. B for baseline. B for basic.
Because it's based AF.
Um,
Based.
yeah, these just affect each other, I think, because the more unemployment rises, the less inflation there is, but the I guess the more unemployment, the more inflation. So I don't know. Um, it really depends on what's more important, helping those in the middle class with lower inflation, or helping those in the lower class getting a job,
Yeah,
which that just comes to a moral standpoint.
at this point in time with a pandemic, I'd say maybe it might be a little more important to actually get a job. Even if it
Yeah,
doesn't pay that well, you can still kind of save a little every once in a while.
agreed. I'm gonna put disagree here.
Yeah, I put
Yeah.
agree on mine.
Okay.
Although, I'm not really, like, too knowledgeable on a lot of this economic stuff, so
Yeah, I'm
I
not
don't
too knowledgeable on inflation. Like how to what causes inflation? What, yeah, yeah, I'm not too knowledgeable.
not safe for work artists on Twitter causes inflation.
Alright.
Compressed air.
Yeah, that's a good point too. Next one.
Oh, that's me. Because corporations cannot be trusted to voluntarily protect the environment, they require regulation.
I guess
strongly agree on mine.
I could kind of agree. Like with vehicles, there's a lot of regulation against pollution, and it's getting tighter and tighter. Just to squeeze out one extra, what is it, mile per gallon? Just to squeeze out an extra mile per gallon, they have to invest a ton of money just to figure out a lot of that stuff, and it might not necessarily be the most reliable thing. So if that car ends up going over back to being thrown away, if I don't know the word for that. If you throw away a car because it's too unreliable, then that would ultimately be worse for the environment than the extra mile per gallon that it's getting.
That's true.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, like you have a waste. You have a trade-off of waste versus carbon emissions, right?
Yeah. So I guess the regulations can be good, but they could also be a force for bad.
True, but I mean, you gotta think too at the same time. If it reaches that point, I mean, people don't necessarily need to make a new car every year either. Like it's kind of
Yeah.
it's like the EEA with the every football game and every soccer game like every year. Like if you're gonna make just the minor like changes and it's gonna suck, then maybe don't make it every year.
Oh, I think I do have a good example, a specific one, like the EcoBoost engines. You know about those, right?
I'm not. So
Not
I have
Never.
no clue.
no, I haven't
Oh.
heard of those.
it's like a small 1.4 liter engine that they're just throwing turbochargers on just to, and they're putting these engines in large vehicles like trucks and SUVs. These things work pretty well, but they're hella unreliable. Very fuel efficient, very clean, but unreliable, and will ultimately throw something into the landfill eventually.
Are they unreliable because they're like ethanol based and that causes engine
No,
problems, or?
I don't think they're ethanol based. It's because a little tiny engine with a lot more pressure in the cylinders powering a heavier vehicle. It's like hiring a mouse to pull a dead horse or something.
Yeah, but I'm sure we would come to a point where evolution takes us, I guess, further, and we can do those things without, throwing them away in a few years.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
If we required more regulations, companies would always want more money, so they're gonna abide by that and find new and innovational ways to abide by the regulations, but also, I guess, save money.
Personally, I'm going to put
Okay.
a strongly agree here because I think, environmentally speaking, one of the things that would be fairly good for like slowing down our carbon emissions is introducing a carbon tax, because we're actually fairly close to the break-even point between EVs and uh, and you know uh, gas-based vehicles.
Gas
As far
cap.
as like purchase price, I don't know. Like further down the supply chain, there might be some other things, and you might know the specifics better, Sonic, but because you're a car person. But I feel like once it's more like just adding a little bit of a carbon tax, where for buying a gallon of fuel you have to pay a little bit more, or I don't know exactly how the carbon tax would affect the the manufacturing industry, but like just kind of nudging people in the direction of making renewables more profitable than non-renewables, that might push us in the right direction. And as long as it's gradual, then the market would have, like the job market would have a chance to react. Like, you could have an influx of businesses that are renewable based, and then slowly phase out jobs that are non-renewable.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll put agree on this one.
All right.
I think Sonic raised the next one then.
Right? From each according to his ability to each according to his need is a fundamentally good idea. I understand jack shit of that.
I don't understand it either.
I'd say, if I'm not mistaken, that's a communism quote. And I don't say that so you could be like, oh no, communism, fuck that. But that's more so just to, I think the idea is that like the people like that have the ability to do stuff in the society, and then like the spoils of that like labor go to those that need it, type of thing, right? Like it's split like as to each according to their need.
Eh,
Is how I interpret it. I could be off on that.
So, free access to and distribution of goods, capitals, and services. That sounds good in theory, but is this only in the context of communism, or
Well, it sounds like they list the quote here and say it's a fundamentally good idea. So I think it's more so just the concept of this. Like I know this quote was born in the context of communism, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the idea is shackled to just that concept itself.
So is this basically saying if you want to be capitalist and like do something, create new resources, create new technology, then go for it. And if you have a need that society can fulfill, then society should help fulfill that. Is that what it's saying basically?
I believe so.
I'd agree with that. I think
Uh,
I think a healthy mixture of socialism and capitalism is the way to go. Like you have a lot of services that the government provides, like roads and infrastructure and income to people. Like that one might be a little bit more controversial, but and then at the same time, it's easy to form a company and earn a profit and do research and development and make new products. I think all of that stuff is good.
Yeah, I found a Reddit post on it. It says
we did
basically
it, Reddit.
everyone contributes what they can to the rest of the community and therefore receives what they need from the community. So, I guess it's
One
more of a
update to
need.
you, good sir. Sorry.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, so we're kind of fuzzy on that one, I guess.
yeah, I'd probably agree, but
Yeah, I just don't know not enough about the context of that phrase.
I think it just means you get what you deserve in a
Oh.
way.
the Joker.
Well, Lego do be clowning today.
I do.
Is it because we live in a society?
Yes.
For me,
I'll put agree for now because I think fundamentally, yeah, that's a good idea. You get what you deserve. Insert epic Joker quote.
Yeah, I guess it's yeah, any Joker quote is a fundamentally good idea.
We live in a society.
Yeah, I guess because
Yeah.
it's talking about the idea itself as opposed to the practical application. So even if the practical side of things don't really pan out, the idea itself could still be good.
Yeah.
It's my turn, I guess, to read
I
the
like
next
I
one.
like when I liked when the Joker said, good guys finish last, milady."
I like you, Kutchi.
Yes. Okay.
I like when the Joker said, "Whizzy wham wham wabble" or whatever.
I liked it when the Joker read the next question.
Yeah. Okay. The freer the
Dude,
market, the freer the
nice.
people. I disagree. Not strongly, just normal disagree.
Freer the market, the freer. So the lower the inflation, the
No, I think it's just like the less regulations on the market, the freer.
Okay. I was thinking about it in a different context.
You
So like
think
on
about
the on
gotta
the
get your mind off inflation.
on the
I'm
like on the
thinking-
extreme end, you got laissez-faire market,
The lazy fair.
laissez-faire.
That sounds like a fair I'll attend.
Yeah. So like, yeah, I think on the one end is that where it's like there's no regulation at all. Probably not even like an FDA or anything. So like, just no, good luck. And then on the opposite end, it's like everything's like regulated, controlled. Like, good luck. And so is how I get it. You know.
Yeah, I have a right to not have food poisoning, but
Yeah.
strict regulations can sometimes be a little redundant.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
So I guess maybe
Mm.
kind of disagree there.
Yeah, I'm gonna put disagree, but definitely not strongly.
Yeah.
I guess it depends on what is free.
The people. just of like the people. No one.
So I don't have to spend a single cent on a person. I can buy whoever I want right now.
Free slaves
Yeah.
for everyone.
Woohoo! Racism's back, baby.
Well,
No,
yeah, I mean that.
No,
I mean,
no,
slavery-
they're from a randomly distributed population, so the race
Aw.
doesn't factor into it.
Yeah, they're
What
from
if
they're from a different country, so they don't count as people.
they're the aliens that we were trying to nuke 45 minutes ago?
Wait, the Jews?
Jewish,
Yeah. No, let's not have Jewish slaves. Stop.
We could have them build pyramids.
Oh no.
Jewish alien slaves. That sounds like a sci-fi movie.
Oh God,
Anyway.
these statements are all jokes for anyone listening.
Yeah.
It's just a prank, bro.
Just a prank,
No,
bro.
they're not.
They're all jokes except for the part where we said we strongly disagree with the racial one.
This is
that one.
this is
Okay.
entertainment,
they're-
not information.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. This is absolutely entertainment. This is not information.
Don't
Maybe
sue
some of
us.
the other episodes might have been.
But if you do want a free slave, just fill out this quick survey.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Oh my lord.
Wait, who are we sending on slavery?
What?
Who are we sending away to slavery here?
Actually,
Jewish aliens.
Left-handed
Stop.
people.
oh, I'm left-handed.
Okay, I'm good.
I'm left-handed.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Spaghetti.
Uh-oh.
Alright, who's
Am I the
next?
only right-handed here?
Oh, are you? That's very
I
unlikely.
think I am.
No.
Wow.
I am.
Okay.
Oh,
The
we're both
Sandborn
okay.
Mayhem
Well-
group.
Small sample size, though.
Small peepee.
Yes.
Same? Wait.
Who is next? The free themes? Sonic?
I think you were next, B.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Cause
Did you read that one? Themes? The freer the market?
Yeah. We just had
Okay.
a whole conversation.
It's it's a sad reflection on our society that something as basic as drinking water is now a bottled, branded consumer product.
Society Joker, yes, baby.
I would
This
say
doesn't-
three, just because of the fact that like if there was if there was like a free water that like anyone could just have ever, and then there was also like here's the consumer version that's like tastes better or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like that'd be one thing, but like the fact that like there's a lot of areas of the world that like just don't have drinking water, like I feel like that's where I would put strongly. That's why I would put strongly agree on this.
Oh,
personally.
strongly agree.
Yeah.
Well,
Um,
here's the thing. Over like 2 miles away from where I live, there is a well where you can get free water all day long. Doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter how much money you make, you can just take your container and fill it up with water. At the same time, at Natural Grocers, just a block away from my house, you can buy water to fill those same jugs with. And yet here, I would strongly agree that it's a sad reflection on society here.
Hmm.
So I
Well,
have the option.
Yeah,
but
that's
I still
different.
choose free.
There's different countries though. Like our country probably doesn't matter as much in terms of the water because a lot of our country has access to water.
Well, you're Canadian, right?
No, that's
Oh.
I do like
Oh,
modern conveniences. And what is sad is that like plastic bottles for water is usually hard to recycle, and aluminum cans would probably be better. And we're actually kind of trending in that direction, especially with seltzer water. So I think the fact that it exists as a convenience product is okay. I don't really see a problem with it, so I'm gonna put disagree. Not a strong disagree.
I'm gonna put agree because there definitely are circumstances where someone just doesn't have the money to get water and it can turn into a detrimental situation.
like Flint, Michigan. They never even fixed the damn water.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna put agree here, but
yeah,
definitely
You make a good point there.
yeah. I think we can use technology to solve some of those problems. But I'm an optimist with technology, so I think in the future it'll be much less energy intensive to do desalination. So people living near the coast, you could provide very accessible drinking water for them. Obviously, it would still cost money to do that, so there might still be a cost. Someone would have to pay it, either the people that live there or people that are, charitable.
We have technology.
all right.
Alright, Legos.
Very cool. Land shouldn't be a commodity to be bought and sold. I disagree.
Yeah, I disagree too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I disagree.
yeah, I disagree.
Cool.
We could probably just move on from that
Yeah,
one.
that ship has sailed. It's not like we can. It's not like I can go in the forest and cut down a few trees and be like, "This is mine now."
To be fair, I mean,
Yeah.
there are some egregious examples of it. That's why it's not like a strong disagree, but like,
Yeah, like
I mean, it's kind of like, you know, whatever. If you're putting in the effort, like it's gonna, like,
Mhm.
I feel like people sell your labor.
yeah, like why not just buy a house? Cuz it's too expensive. Lower the prices, but don't give it to me for free.
Give it to
I
me.
mean,
for
I mean, the rest of us, the Holy Twitter guys,
Hey,
take
I wouldn't mind a free house,
yeah,
but
I wouldn't mind a free house, but
Sonic does not represent our opinions.
oof.
hey, house industry, if you want to sponsor us, the free house.
yeah, I think we're a long way from free houses for everyone. We need like a easy, scalable way to do it for cheap.
We can't even do it for the homeless people, let alone everyone.
Well, I mean, that's yeah, that's a different question, I guess.
Yeah, I know, but whatever. I guess okay. So I guess Sonic's the next one to read.
Okay. It is regrettable that many personal fortunes are made by people who simply manipulate money and contribute nothing to their society.
Okay.
So I agree, but like this is a pretty loaded question. Like this question makes or this statement makes assumptions, so it's kind of hard to tell. Like it's more of a, I would say more of a case by case thing. Because what one person would see as manipulating and contributing nothing, another might be able to be like, well, actually they're providing jobs or you know whatever, right? So
Yeah. Um, I'm gonna put disagree. So if it's talking specifically about people that like manipulate the stock market, then you know they have to get started from somewhere. It's really hard to like they probably had a you know a job leading up to that, or they went to school for it, and most of those people end up managing money for other people, so they are contributing that to a society. And at the end of the day, even if they're not doing that, they're investing in a company and giving that company, more funds. So they're contributing to that company. And like yeah, like Theme said, if someone starts a business and they're manipulating money, then they are creating jobs. I don't know. I'm fairly capitalist.
As long as they contribute to society after they've made it big, then okay. But if they're just not contributing to society, it could be kind of questionable
Yeah.
depending on what they're doing.
I think that
uh,
money will eventually make it to society through taxes.
Or
uh,
inheritance when they
okay.
die,
Yep.
which will hopefully be soon
Huh.
for me.
well, you know, when those billionaires start dying, and then their bratty kids get in trouble with a bunch of hookers and blow, eventually that money's gonna come trickling back to us.
Support sex workers.
Yeah, I would agree.
But I
I
don't
don't
want
think
to be horny anymore.
I
I
don't
just
think
want
we're
to
at
be
that
happy.
question yet. I'm pretty sure that is the question on here. I don't know if it's specifically sex work, but I think I'm pretty sure prostitution is or something along those lines is one of the questions. But yeah, okay. Well, we all I think we all did our thing. So who's next to read? Me? It is me. Cool.
Yeah, I think you are.
Protectionism is sometimes necessary in trade. Now, protectionism is that like when you put your own country ahead of others in terms of trading, like in terms of like tariffs and stuff?
Yeah, yep. Imposing tariffs. That's what it sounds like. Uh,
Um,
hmm.
so like I don't know, like it's a very weird game to play with that one because it's like you gotta put like if you put a tariff, you gotta put like a low enough to where people are still gonna play ball, but then like you know what I mean? Because it's like you put high tariffs, they're just gonna be like, all right, well I'm out, screw you, or you're gonna have to ramp it up like crazy to be like, oh, I'm okay, well, okay, you're gonna tell me screw me. Well, then I'm not gonna trade with you for anything, and you need our, fancy dishes for some reason. Like you really need those, and you're like, oh, damn it, I do really need those. Um, So it's I don't know. It's a weird game. I don't know if I'd say it is necessary really.
Yeah, I guess in some cases you need to make sure that your country is doing off fine before you can help other countries. Kind of like with people. If your leg is broken and you can't walk, then I guess you can't really go to the store to buy some milk for your neighbor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
So
You could crawl. I mean, you piece of shit. I don't know what your problem is. Ooh, I got a broken leg. That's why you have two.
crawling in my milk.
I think it's a good. I think it might be an effective short-term solution to generate some tax money and uh, stimulate more jobs locally. But
Yeah.
I think ultimately you want to figure out fundamentally why you have to import the stuff and not manufacture it yourself. And then maybe once you solve that problem, then it's unnecessary. But in the short term, maybe it's necessary, or not necessary, but useful.
Yeah, so I guess kind of agree. It can be necessary.
I agree.
I put a disagree, but like a very soft disagree.
Yeah, I'm gonna lean towards soft disagree. I think very soft disagree.
I still agree.
Very flaccid disagree here right now.
Me too, Sonic. I agree as well.
Okay, jokes aside, you're actually the next one to read anyway.
The only social responsibility of a company should be to deliver a profit to its shareholders.
No,
I disagree. I think.
I strongly disagree.
I kind of need an example for this one.
Well, I think whether or not it contributes to its because it's social, it's a social responsibility. So it's like whether or not it contributes to the either like society, just people in general, I guess. But then it's like, it's kind of vague in terms of like what counts as sharing with society, right? Like if you share a product, but like you make people pay for it, that's like sharing, but that's not really because they paid for it. So it's hard to.
Would like free samples be like a social responsibility?
No, I think it's more like environmental stuff, for example. Like I think that'd be an example of that. Like if you're like, hey, we're not gonna pollute your water, like that's probably a social responsibility of the company to like, because maybe it's more profitable to just be like, okay, we'll just offload it in your water
Yeah,
waste. But like the social responsibility of, hey, we're not gonna pollute a town's water supply just because it saves us a couple bucks.
I think that's an example of a social responsibility that can be solved through regulation. But I think there's another sort of social responsibility that can't be solved. One example is, let's say you have a tech company and they have a contract with the government to work on like facial recognition that's going to be used to spy on citizens. That's something where it might be profitable for shareholders, but it's not socially responsible because it's not in the interest of social good. But the government might have other ideas. So I think there's two categories: one where you can enforce social responsibility with government regulation, and one where you're kind of going against government regulation for social good. But I don't know. I think at the same time, I don't think every company has to have some sort of social mission. I think some companies are just there to provide a service.
Like if you're like, hey, can I just buy lemonade? Like, no, I don't need you to save the rainforest. Just give me lemonade. You know what I mean? Like maybe a different company that's more equipped to handle it, type thing. Because then, like, where do you limit? Like, is it like everyone has to take a single social responsibility? Does it have to be related to your company? Or can it be anything? You know what I mean? So I feel like there needs to like some companies are like more worthwhile to be taking social responsibility than others, especially if they're contributing to like issues of society. Like if you're not contributing to like issues of society, you probably don't need to do much really. Yeah, either way, I put disagree on mine.
Yeah, I put disagree as well.
Yeah, same here.
Okay.
What'd you put, you asshole?
I put agree. Just because of that caveat that I mentioned, that a company doesn't necessarily have to have a social mission.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, same here.
But it's a very soft agree.
I just thought it was funny. Like everyone like says their answer, and you're like, okay.
The rich are too highly taxed.
Ooh, you weren't allowed to read two answer questions.
Oh shit!
That-
Wow.
Sorry.
He was just making
Cancel.
he was just making a
No,
statement
no.
there.
It's fine.
Sorry,
No,
you go
no,
ahead. You can reread it.
No, now I don't want it. No.
You can be getting
Okay,
sloppy
Pingu.
seconds, people. Come on now, that's rude.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, so
Richard, highly taxed. Personally, strongly disagree.
strongly disagree here too.
Yeah.
Eh, I honestly don't quite know where to stand on this one because I've seen both ends of the spectrum where I've been when I was in good terms with someone, they were making 100,000 a year, which I guess could be considered rich to a degree. But right now, I am not with that person anymore, so I only make like what 15 a year, $15, just $15.
$15 a year.
Yeah, so
It's 2 Subway sandwiches and a couple drinks.
yum.
And that
That's
per-
all I eat all year.
One rice grain per day.
But yeah, I kind of don't know where to go on this one. Since I've seen both.
So yeah, part of it depends on like what you define. 100,000 is like definitely above minimum wage, probably above middle class too. I think that'd be probably like a lower upper class. I don't know if I necessarily count this rich myself.
I think the tax rate is very favorable right now, so I don't think that they should lower it. So I'm not going to choose agree or strongly agree.
Not to
But
mention they just lowered it too. Like what was it, a couple years ago? Trump
Yeah.
when he lowered everyone's stuff. Like the one for the lower middle class was like temporary,
yeah,
and it's raised up here this year. But the one for the rich class is permanent, at least for now.
I think oh yeah, and yeah, um I think it maybe could go a little bit higher, but I don't think there should be a drastic change here, right? Like I'm really cheering on Elon Musk being as rich as he is, because now he's got hundreds of billions of dollars that he could throw towards making a Mars colony, or completely revolutionizing our energy grid. So he's the kind of rich person that I think deserves to be rich, because he's got big ideas and he actually follows through on those ideas. So like I see the value in billionaires or trillionaires existing, but I do think that it's reasonable to have a progressive tax rate that you kind of adjust as time goes on and figure out what a good happy medium is.
I think it's fair to an extent. I would say that for every say Bill Gates and every Elon Musk, you run into like on the opposite side, you run into like the CEO of like EA or something, right?
Yeah.
Or like Bezos, or like they don't like, even if their company is like contributing and stuff, like they themselves kind of aren't.
Yeah. Well, Jeff Bezos is doing Blue Origin, so I give him a pass for that, because he's trying to help solve the climate change problem by offloading industry to space.
Yeah.
But yeah, CEO of EA, that's a good example, because that's a unanimously. I think we can unanimously agree that the CEO of EA is evil.
Yeah, we're a bunch of gamers here, so.
Well, it's in the game and he's playing us.
Yeah, so is. All right, I guess we can move on to the next one then. Oh, I put
Oh, strongly disagree.
yeah.
Yeah.
I just disagree.
Okay.
Those with the ability to pay should have access to higher standards of medical care.
I'm gonna put agree. I think especially in America right now, there should be a baseline for every U.S. citizen.
Yeah,
And
that's
we don't have that, and you're paying for something that everyone should have.
a healthy
So-
baseline is important, I think.
Yeah, I think the problem with this isn't so much that like I think the problem with like the issues that you run into this is more so that people don't have the money, not necessarily that like they have the access. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, because yeah, I mean, if higher standards cost more money, it would make sense that people with more like money would be able to have access to higher standards. But then the problem runs into like
so it's not. I don't think a problem of having access to the standard. It's more so like the fact that people don't have the money to have that access.
Yeah,
So I don't.
I think once 3D printed organs are a thing, people that can afford it should definitely have access because,
Wait, are you fucking with me right now? Is that actually a thing that they're doing?
well,
Yeah.
they're working on it. Yeah,
That's cool as hell, dude.
they're actually 3D
Yeah.
printing organs in microgravity because you don't have to print supports for them.
Although for now, I guess we should be fine with our 3D printed pianos. They'll be fine for now.
Nice.
Free
Okay.
print some money.
Everyone else, where do they fall on this? Agree, I guess.
I put agreed.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, because my issues with this aren't issues with the access itself. So yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Themes?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Next one. Governments should penalize businesses that mislead the public. Strongly agree because mislead is like that's an active thing. That's not like a whoopsie like accidental. From the way I'm reading it, anyway. I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not actually gonna put strongly because it doesn't say purposefully mislead.
Oh.
There could be an instance that a company is really pushing a certain agenda and it turns out, oh, that's false. That's not actually what's happening. And the company
Good point.
legitimately, and this is hypothetically, they didn't know about that. So, there could be a point made for strongly, but right now I'm going to put agree.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess I kind of do have a little bit of an example for this one. I don't know if this business has been penalized, but I went to Ecuador a few years ago, and I went to a grocery store, and I noticed that they had a brand of paper towels. I don't remember what brand it was, but they advertised that these paper towels, just by soaking up the fat, burned tons of calories. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. I don't see how that would work.
Yeah, you wouldn't burn calories. I mean, maybe you would intake less.
Yeah, it would very slightly decrease your caloric intake, but it definitely wouldn't burn calories. But say some idiot sees this and thinks, "Oh, I can eat these paper towels," and they eat the paper towels and then die from hyper paper towelemia or something.
High presence of paper towels and blood.
Yep. That would be the business's fault if they died from eating the paper towels, because they advertised they burn calories.
Speaking of, I would love to get Chubby Emu on this podcast. That would be great.
That'd be fun. Wait, on Random Ramblings or Holy Twitter Cast?
Either.
That'd be nice, yeah.
Okay, so I can think of another example. Oh wait, this is governments. Never mind. I was gonna make a Sega joke. Sega's not government.
Okay.
Yeah, B's next one.
A genuine free market requires restrictions on the ability of predator multinationals to create monopolies.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Because I feel like we see that type of thing. I don't know about multinationals specifically, but we definitely see that thing here with like corporations. Like for, say, the internet's a good example, right? Like you'll be in areas and there'll only be like 2 or 3 internet companies, and it's like, okay, if you don't regulate them, then they're just going to control the thing because it's like they know you need internet. Like any sort of thing where it's like it's a high cost to enter the space, like you can easily shut those guys out, like other people out, and then you can just keep a monopoly over the area pretty much.
Yeah.
It's kind of what Apple's doing with the iOS App Store. I mean, they have a complete monopoly on that. There's no other, I guess, app downloading service on there.
Unless you jailbreak.
Yeah.
Unless you jailbreak. Isn't the whole point of a free market the ability to choose who your provider of something is?
Yeah, but if you have too few choices, then it's not gonna be pro-consumer, right? Like I think the major example I can think of is ISPs, like Verizon and AT&T. No, not Verizon. Comcast and AT&T, and I guess Verizon too. Like if they're the only option in a certain area, then they can keep raising prices, and there's nothing you can do about it. You can't negotiate them down.
You could use an example too of like Starbucks in the sense of like, okay, so they come out, they're the popular area. Maybe they have cheaper coffee because they get because they're able to buy the stuff in bulk, so they can get the prices down cheaper.
Yeah.
And so people pop all with Starbucks. Well, then the mom and pop businesses go out as thing, and you see this with Walmart too. You see this with the McDonald's, like this stuff happens all the time. And so then when the mom and pop businesses are out, you don't have any other choices but like the big places. So are you really having choice by letting that choice happen in the first place? So it's kind of a weird tightrope walking situation that you need to have and things.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, with something like food, at least, food's kind of cheaper to get into, like to start up as a starting business. But when you get something like, say, like I don't know, like healthcare, for example, right, or something like like internet stuff, like it takes a lot to get into those spaces. Like it takes a lot of money because the infrastructure is like quite needs to be quite huge,
Yeah.
and so, you can't like compete with the people on the big end like that.
Any other thoughts on this one?
I just put strongly agree. I don't know.
You know what? I'll put strongly agree too.
Yeah, I guess it's important to know too on restrictions on the ability of predator multinationals. It doesn't just say multinationals; it says predator. So
What does that mean
Yeah.
specifically? Predator, multinational.
I think that they're predatory in terms of
Okay. This is talking about the companies themselves.
yeah.
Okay.
Whew, now here comes the question where people could potentially get canceled over.
The next page, yeah, that's classic.
Here we go.
Yeah, I
I hate this
I told you
question.
this would show up eventually.
Yep.
That's I guess who gets to read that one? That's Lego, right?
God. Shit, actually. Okay. Abortion when the woman's life is not threatened should always be illegal.
Take that context.
No. I'm gonna strongly disagree.
Yeah. This is one of those
Yeah.
things where it's just we have strong political leanings.
Yeah. If you're getting an abortion because because you were just too horny one day and you couldn't help yourself. Hold on a second.
Bonk, go to horny police.
That's his. Horny police are coming.
Wait, what? Horny jail.
Yeah, the horny police. They came over and
They
I was like,
bombed
I
him.
see what you're about to say.
They gave him a bomb.
Anyway, so while he's busy, I guess I'll say my opinion on it. Yeah, I don't care, like, even what the reason is, because I don't see fetuses as people. I don't think they've reached far enough in their development to be classified as people. Thus, I don't give them anywhere near the same moral consideration. Um, yeah, so that'd be about it. So I'd say strongly disagree on that.
Yeah. Well, I just put abortion in the same category as contraception. You're preventing life one way or the other. So
Yeah, I'm back.
welcome back.
Yeah, the horny police that get you.
Yeah. If you're getting an abortion because you're just too horny, then no, there are other options. You can put the kid up for adoption. But if there's a situation like you were raped or you can't afford to bring a child into this world, maybe the condom broke, then I guess then you can justify abortion. But no, not because you were too horny one day. Definitely not that.
I don't know. I agree with themes where no matter the situation, if you are not ready, there should be no exception.
Yeah, I think you stepped away from the thing when I was saying my thing, but basically what I said was that I don't consider them like far enough in their development to be considered like worth the moral consideration. So like, can whatever, I don't give a shit. But then like, because there's a thing like if I was a woman, right? I don't know if I personally would necessarily get an abortion, but the thing is like if it were my child or my soon to be child, right? I guess I would be in a different emotional state. Like I'd be emotionally compromised in that position, as opposed to just a hypothetical, like someone else doing it, or like if I'm detached because it's not potentially going to be my own child. So like I support anyone to do that. I just like, but if it were me, I don't know if I would necessarily do that. But,
Yeah. Yeah. Um. Yeah, I don't have any opinion on whether or not I would get an abortion if I were a woman that was pregnant. So yeah, I don't have a strong opinion on that, but I think
so anyway, women.
yeah.
Women, am I right?
All right.
we should
Who's next?
probably hurry up a little bit. We're only on page 3 of 6.
Yeah,
We're 2
yeah,
hours
yeah.
in.
Okay.
We'll do like sudden death rounds
Yeah,
pretty soon.
this whole page,
Uh,
let's just do some
who's
stuff because this is a lot.
Sonic, I think. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, that's my turn, right?
Yep.
All authority should be questioned.
Yes, strongly agree.
I strongly agree.
Yeah, you need to make sure the authorities are good. Like
Okay.
somebody could say, "Oh, I should be president," but if they're not going to be a good president just because of their motives, then you need to find that out first. Then you know, okay, don't vote for them.
Okay.
Yes.
We're
Next,
good with
next,
that
next.
one then. An eye
I
for
would-
an eye. Oh fuck.
Shut up. No, not you. An eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth.
Wow.
I would say disagree, not strongly disagree. Sometimes like retaliation for get the like then you arrest them. But like I don't know, eye for an eye seems more like um the exact thing done back to them, and I don't know. I'm not all
Yeah.
about that life. I
I
feel like
think this is more. Yeah, this is like an equal balance. So if you do this to me, I'm going to do that to you. So if you kill my mother, I'm going to kill you, or something like that.
If you
I
lay-
just don't agree with that. So I'm gonna put disagree. But
Yeah, if you lay your finger on anybody that I love, then I will lay all 10 of mine on you.
I will lay my toes on.
This is
you.
the law of equivalent exchange.
yeah, I love Full Metal Alchemist, but my favorite anime. But yeah, I don't know. Like I just feel like the cycle of hatred just keeps going and going and going, and like it's really easy. Like you'll even see something with like South Korea, North Korea, like still goes on to this day, and it's like, man, you guys like who gives a flying fuck what someone did like 150 years ago? Like, shut up.
Yeah, I personally prefer an eye for a soul. Like, take out my eye, I'll kill you.
Ah, nice.
All right. Anyway, move on to the next one.
Now
What
it's
do you-
actually my turn.
Yeah, now you get to after reading like 4 out of the last 5 ones.
Taxpayers should not be expected to prop up any theaters or museums that cannot survive on a commercial basis.
Eh,
I don't know about theaters, but museums are educational.
Well, I was a theater kid in high school, so I have bias in favor of those.
Yeah, I was an acting kid.
I was techie. So wait, now we're mortal enemies now.
Oh, no.
boy.
Oh boy.
I took theater in high school. But, I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it depends on the cost, but like, yeah, I think people put too low emphasis on the artistic endeavors
yeah,
in terms of like
Yeah.
how that can improve you as a person.
The autistic.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, but I think expecting them to do that is a little far fetched.
yeah, it depends. I feel like it depends on the how much money it's gonna cost.
For sure.
Like,
I'm
yeah,
gonna put agree.
Like, I think a museum could be taxpayer funded. That's just my personal opinion, but I'm not sure about a theater. Like, you already, I think that's more of a, you buy tickets and go to see it, Broadway kind of theater,
yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Breadway.
Breadway.
We could always
I don't-
Indiana.
I'm gonna put
Jones.
agree on here. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll
I don't
agree.
feel too strongly either way.
Yep. Schools should not make classroom attendance compulsory.
Disagree in this because like what the fuck is the point of like school if it's not gonna make you go to it? Because like
Yeah.
children, most children aren't gonna actively want to go to school. The point is like you get in this routine that you learn. Like people don't they don't understand like the benefits from the learning until like way later.
Yeah.
And I mean, granted, there's like issues with like the schools and learning. Like they could definitely be improved, but it's like they don't see the immediate benefit, and they might not even like they might even understand why the immediate benefit's good. or whatever, right? Like, so they might just be like, ah, fuck it.
And if
Yeah,
we want to
exactly.
solve unemployment, skilled labor is so much more in demand than. Yeah, skilled labor is much higher demand than unskilled labor. So
Did you go to school?
what?
Uh,
No.
see,
He's a skilled labor and unemployment. So
Sonic.
The what?
All people.
Oh. All people have their rights, but it is better for all of us that different sorts of people should keep to their own kind.
Whoa.
Take that out of content.
Is that talking
Yeah, I
about
think most of
racial
the things you said
segregation?
here out of context.
yeah, I mean, a lot of
Yeah,
these
that's,
are pretty like, you know, because they're just trying to get a idea of like what your social things are. So there's several of these that are pretty dogwistly. Like, yeah, because what the hell does own kind mean?
That sounds
Yeah.
racist.
I would
It
say
really does.
actually, I would say the opposite. It's better if we hang out with people that are completely different kinds to broaden your understanding of the world.
Yep.
Yeah,
Exactly. You can become a better person by experiencing other cultures, personalities, all that.
It's not
political
bad, also,
parties.
you can understand them better. Like even if you don't agree with a different culture, like if you like are around a different culture, at the very least you could understand them better. And if you understand them better, you can compromise with them better on your disagreements.
Yeah, I have some.
I ha-
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. You were speaking first.
No. I was gonna say something stupid. You go ahead.
I have some Democrat friends. Just because we feel differently about some things doesn't mean we have to be enemies.
Yep. Yeah, that's a good viewpoint.
So what's the stupid thing you were gonna say, B?
I was gonna say I have plenty of cultural appropriation to do.
Oh Lord.
Time to cultural appropriate.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Okay. No.
Alright, next. Themes.
Oh, is it me? Okay. Good parents sometimes have to spank their children.
Hell no.
I strongly disagree.
I'd say strongly disagree. Especially because the data doesn't actually even work with that. Like actually,
Yeah.
actually, corporal punishment in general doesn't seem to deter bad behavior. Whether
It
it's
just
spanking,
endorses
whether
bad
it's,
behavior.
prison, whether like it just doesn't seem to work out. At least the way we've been doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think words always hit harder than, I guess, smacks.
True, but smacks also hit about as hard as smacks.
They do
Yeah,
hit.
Sure, smacks hit pretty hard too.
Yeah, I'm just gonna tell my kids that they're cringe and they're gonna lose subscriber.
B.
It's natural for children to keep some secrets from their parents. Yeah.
I
Definitely.
strongly agree.
Yeah.
Or else, what's the
Yeah.
purpose of a diary?
Yeah, it's not even saying like it's a good thing. It's just saying it's natural, and I would say 100%. Yeah.
And it's a good, probably a good exercise of like autonomy. Like adults are gonna have secrets from people too.
Yeah, as long as the child knows that they can come to the parent with something serious,
Mhm.
and that the parent is like still willing to like they're not gonna throw them out of the house or something if they're like, I broke a vase or something. Like as long as they know that type of thing, or like whatever, then I think that's fine.
Yeah. Lego.
Oh, possessing marijuana for personal use should not be a criminal offense.
Strong agree, and I say for all drugs, but that's just me.
I just agree because I have religious ideas about this one.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I'm gonna say agree as well. Not strongly.
I would point out this: they spell offense the British way.
Oh
So
yeah.
whoever political compass.
British?
Yeah, I strongly disagree with the use of a C instead of an S.
Politicalcompass.org is British in it.
Political.
Political. All right.
Compass.
Themes are Sonic.
I think it was themes. Next.
No,
Oh yeah.
Wait. Okay, yeah.
Oh no, wait, no. It is Sonic
No,
because
Wait,
Yeah.
what?
I
Wait.
just read, so it's you.
Okay. The prime function of schooling should be to equip the future generation to find jobs.
Yes.
I say disagree, not strongly, but I feel like the primary function of schooling is more so to educate people, just in the sense that like that will lead to jobs, but like there's so much more you could do, like just enrich a society in general.
Yeah, I think we should focus on improving society as much as we can, which requires jobs, which requires education, and then afterwards we can. But I mean, at the same time, if people want to, like, I think everything that someone could go to school for and then get a job for will contribute to society in some way. So I don't know. Yeah.
I guess I'll agree.
Yep.
Themes.
My turn. All right. People with serious inheritable disabilities should not be allowed to reproduce. As someone with a mild to like medium inheritable disability, I might have a bit more of a stake in this one.
Does this include playing Fortnite?
Yeah, well, that'd be a serious inherited
Go to the
disability.
bathroom.
So that's a different case. um, disagree. I mean, like, that. I mean, I don't know. That's like a choice for them to make. Like, I wouldn't say like it should not be allowed is way too strong a wording. If it's like,
Yeah.
especially because like the more we like progress in society in terms of technology, like we can like reverse some of this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we've like surpassed the need for us to worry about natural evolution. Like now we can just solve stuff with technology.
Actually, I'm gonna change to strong disagree now that I think about it.
And
Yeah, I did
yeah.
strongly disagree.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. If you want to be horny, be horny. I guess.
Even if you have 3 eyes, go for it.
The most important thing for children to learn is to accept discipline. Strongly disagree. Ooh, strongly.
I strongly
Strongly
agree.
discipline.
I think I agree because that is a big principle of, I guess, kind of the modern day life. And kids are going to have to deal with that.
Yeah, I agree,
So-
but depending on the discipline. Like, if light consequences, like you broke that vase, no video games for the rest of the day. Okay, you broke my vase. Now it's time to break your teeth. That's too much.
Yeah.
So I guess I only agree.
I'll only break half your teeth.
I think
Thank you.
I think like instead of learning that what you do has consequences, I think people would understand that naturally, and I think it's more important to kind of train a child to be a good person. So I don't know. I think the outcome would be the same, but the goal should be different.
Yeah, I think because I think discipline would be part of that good person thing, and of course, a good person changes depending on who you're talking to. I don't know. For me, I'd say the most important thing is more so like being able to think for oneself. Like
Mhm.
I would put that above discipline, although I would put discipline like fairly high on the list. Like I would say definitely top 5, if not top 3. I wouldn't put it first though. But that's just me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Lego.
Alright. There are no savage and civilized peoples. There are only different cultures. Yikes.
For the most part, I'd agree with you. The only exception being my father.
I think in this day and age, it's kind of like there's not as many. Like I would say before, like a bunch of us were savages. And to be fair, like it depends on how you're defining savage and civilized. First of all, this is spelled terribly again. Civilized, there's no Z, it's an S.
Yeah.
So I strongly disagree with that.
British.
Yes. So,
yeah.
so whoever wrote this was one of the few non-civilized people.
Yeah, they're savages. Those British savages.
I think
were-
savage is a kind of a not okay term nowadays, but civilized. Well, I mean,
Well,
civilization. Like we're on a spectrum of how advanced we are technologically. So
yeah, I mean, they're civilized versus uncivilized.
yeah.
But yeah, savage may be a bit much. I mean, there are some things I would say. Like I would say there's individuals that are savages. Maybe even like say like a gang or something, right? But in terms of like a culture, like a full culture, like no, I wouldn't say so.
Yeah.
I definitely would say like, oh, this group of people, like, I would never be like this race or this whatever. But like if it's like, oh, here's like a group of like murdering rapists, like of like 3 or 4 of them, and I'd be like, you know what, I think I'm safe on calling those people savages.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So I
But
think there are cases where, that you can consider them something like a savage. So I'm going to put disagree, but
Yeah,
yeah,
philosophical agree on that.
but we can all agree that the most civilized culture out there is meme culture.
I thought you were gonna say Minecraft YouTubers.
No.
Well, they're not as strong as the meme culture, but they can be part of meme culture,
True.
but not
Makes sense.
inherently meme culture.
Yeah, let's be honest.
Oh yeah, we had a bad one recently.
Fortnite bad. So Fortnite's obviously a savage.
Sonic?
Didn't I just read?
Did you? Whoops.
Or I don't know.
That was
I don't
me.
know. I'm losing track. Those
It's your turn.
those who are able to work and refuse the opportunity should not expect society's support.
Hmm. So I think it depends on why they refuse the opportunity. If
Yeah,
you're depressed or something, like you have some sort of mental illness, then I think it's different. But if you're doing it just because like I don't know, you're lazy or something, it's hard to tell because a lot of people will blame like a lack of a drive on laziness. So it's very important to like distinguish the two, but it's hard to do so without knowing the person.
Yeah, but I guess to a degree, certain mental illnesses can impact your ability to work.
Yeah. I think right now it's just tough. It's hard to provide a good safety net to everyone that's unemployed. So at this point, we probably have to be a little bit more picky. But once we've figured out how to sustainably support people that don't have a job, then I think maybe then there would be an opportunity for people to just decide that they don't want to work and they live off of enough to just live on, and maybe like play video games or something if that's what they choose to do, if they don't want to do anything important with their life.
I think with those types, it's fair to be like, here's like the bare necessity type thing.
Yeah,
We're not gonna provide like really past that too much.
yeah.
Like we're gonna food, water, like
Shelter,
shelter, and security in the sense of like
medical help.
yeah, medical help, and then that's about it. The rest of it, yeah, doing your own type of thing.
Yeah. Then they get a $5 allowance to subscribe to Netflix or something.
Or to subscribe to the Holy Twitter Cast.
Oh yeah, on
You can do
Patreon.
that for free.
All right, themes.
All right. When you are troubled, it's better not to think about it, but to keep busy with more cheerful things. Depends on what you're troubled about. I think that's useful for short-term things, like, oh, this guy annoyed me, but that's not useful for long term in the sense, like, if it's something like if the problem is not alleviated, uh, like, if it's like, oh, hey, I'm never gonna see that person again that bothered me in the street or whatever, right? Like, that's fine, yeah, you can do it. But like, if the problem's gonna keep occurring, then no, that's not gonna help. You're just avoiding the issue.
Yeah, thinking about things is important, I think.
There's a difference between keeping busy with more cheerful things and ignoring things. And I don't know, where would we draw that line? Are
Uh,
you ignoring it if you're,
I
playing
don't.
Fortnite instead of dealing with your divorce? I don't.
Well, I guess it depends on like if you have no uh thing of happiness that you're getting in at that moment, then yeah, it'd be nice to be on cheerful things. But at the same time, like I think society in general has a very huge emphasis that we should be just happy like all the time, and I don't think that's healthy at all. Like it's okay to feel sad about things. It's okay to take time to cry or to just mourn on something like someone dies or like say a um like you said divorce or even just like you can be like, oh, relationships falling apart, like whether it's friend or family or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, we're at 2 hours. We're gonna be a lot more rapid about this and finish this.
All right. Hey, shit ass, want to see me speed run?
Yeah, B, let's go.
First generation immigrants can never be fully integrated within their new country. Strongly
Strong-
disagree.
Strongly disagree.
This is America.
This is America, goddammit. God
Okay.
bless.
What's good for the most successful corporations is always ultimately good for all of us.
No.
Some people just have ulterior motives and kind of got to accept that.
I think the fact that it says always ultimately good for us, like it's always, it like kills it. Like,
Yeah.
I can think of some situations
In
where
that
it could,
case,
but
yeah,
always.
strongly disagree.
No broadcasting no broadcasting institution, however independent its content, should receive public funding.
Disagree. It's just a regular one.
Let me reread that again. That's a little
I don't
wild.
know. It might be less relevant now that TV and radio are less of a thing.
The
Yeah, but YouTube is
Yeah,
getting bigger
man.
and bigger. As is the
Yeah.
Holy Twitter cast.
Yes.
I'm gonna put disagree because it says should, and I don't think that's always the case.
Okay, 4 out of 6 are themes.
Sorry. Oh, is it me? Sorry.
Is it? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I just read the last one.
Okay.
Our civil liberty.
That I do know.
This is wider society. Our civil liberties are being excessively curbed in the name of counterterrorism. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Do I strongly agree or regularly agree? Like
I
NSA, for example, is a good, like, really good example. Like, the thing is, like, we get our, I don't know. It's like they take our information, but at the same time, like, there's other sites where we just actively give away our information all the time, like on Facebook and Twitter and stuff. Like, you sign away, like, oh yeah, you can check my photos. Oh yeah, you can
And yeah,
listen on my phone, you know, like, type of thing. Like,
and flying definitely got a lot more annoying after 9/11.
but
I was-
safer.
I was born just before 9/11, so I don't know.
yeah, I was like 4 or something when it happened, 5, something like that.
I was
Yeah.
almost 2.
I was 9, I think.
You were 9 on
Mhm.
11?
On 11, yes.
Oh my God.
9 or
You're-
11.
You're the only one that actually remember that happening
Yeah.
out of the here. So
Okay.
Alright,
A significant advantage of a one-party state is that it avoids all the arguments to delay progress in a democratic political system.
um,
It does, but it's not necessarily an advantage.
I
I
don't even think
agree.
it does, because like there's always people, like, there's people that fight in the Democratic Party all the time, people that fight in the Republican Party all the time. Like, 'cause that's not just stopping like individual people. It's just like, oh, hey, we all have a vague same goal.
I have
But we
this
might-
I have this funny idea that probably a lot of people would not agree with because in practice it's probably not going to work, but it would I wouldn't mind if like we just flipped between like all Democrat and then all Republican and just went back and forth so that we'd make some progress instead of being deadlocked. But I don't know.
Well, if you look back at the previous presidents, you'll notice that with each new one elected, it's kind of done that over a certain period of time.
Like Bush era?
Yeah, like right now, Joe Biden's president-elect, he's a Democrat.
Yeah.
Right now, President Trump is Republican. President before that, Obama, Democrat.
Yeah,
President
Oh no, I
before
mean
that-
but I mean like Congress as well. Like Congress, House and
Congress.
like now it's all Democrat or it will be. And then like I wouldn't mind if it went all Republican after that and then back to all Democrat. But I think like having a mixture of, you know, like where it's very, very 50-50, it just deadlocks everything, like all progress.
Divided, yeah.
I don't know. But we should probably
go Lego. You got it. Next one.
Back to work. Back to
Oh,
work.
okay. Wait, let me answer. Okay. Although the electronic age makes official surveillance easier, only wrongdoers need to be worried.
Strong disagree.
Oh God.
I just disagree.
I disagree because who knows what that surveillance is really, I guess, trying to do. So if you're someone doing the right thing, who knows, maybe someone's watching you and they're trying to make a move to, I guess, affect you.
Well, people get sabotaged quite. Like, say, like a new business is coming out and it might overtake like a big business. Maybe that big business is gonna like find some way to get dirt on the other one. Or
Yeah,
maybe if you're just like a normal citizen, maybe like you can get surveillance so that you can be better advertised to, right? And that's like shady.
yeah.
Or maybe you're doing something, say, illegal, but it's like something like who cares, like say like a smoking pot or something, right? Like why is that your business? Or like I guess you can make an argument for some of the like piracy things because of the fact that most the studies kind of show that most of the piracy things don't really result in lost sales.
Sponsored by
But you
NordVPN.
Yeah,
but
right.
you wouldn't download a car.
Oh, I would, yeah.
Sponsored by NordVPN.
Sponsored by NordVPN.
Anyway, who's
Alright,
next?
yeah. Sonic, you're next.
The death penalty should be an option for the most serious crimes.
Hmm.
I agree.
Yeah, if there is irrefutable evidence that this person did the crime, then yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like there needs to be fact in the case. It can't be, oh, I accused him of this, so we're gonna put him on trial and put the
Yeah.
death penalty. But if it is pure fact that you did this horrific thing, that this whatever, I think it should be an option.
Yeah.
And it doesn't say forced, it should just be an option.
I'm gonna put agree because let's just say if Hitler didn't kill himself, someone else should have. I don't think.
Yeah, agreed.
I think. Well, okay, so that depends. Do we count as a death penalty if there's someone's killed like in the middle of like a firefight, for example, with police or like with military? Would you count that as a death penalty technically? Because I would only think of it like a sentence at a later date type of deal.
Send
No,
us
I
a
see
letter
that.
date, I think.
Yeah, I'd see like if you die in a police shootout, then it could be seen as self-defense on the police behalf.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I mean.
It just kind
So
of happens.
with that in mind, because I definitely agree that those situations should be fine in the sense of like if like police should be able to defend themselves or like the military or whatever, right? And so if that requires the kill, then that's fine. In terms of death penalty afterwards, I don't see a case where I strongly disagree with them.
Okay, that's
Death
fair.
penalty seem to deter crime in terms of like looking at the data on it, because like you'll look at states that, for example, have like the death penalty and court of Italy, which court of Italy isn't causation, but whatever. They seem to have like higher murder rates.
Hmm.
And so at the very least, it doesn't appear to be a deterrence.
Okay, we gotta get going.
Yeah.
But besides that, too, I don't really see a point in necessarily killing them if we can contain them. Like the only case I could see of is like saying something like the Joker or something like crazy, like a comic book villain who breaks out all the time. Like if someone like that, like okay, kill them because like otherwise, like they're just gonna keep breaking out. You know what I mean?
Okay, next
Like,
one. Who was next? Themes or me?
Themes.
Oh yeah, sorry. Where is it? In a civilized, God, I spelled wrong again. In a civilized society, one must always have people above to be obeyed and people below to be commanded.
I
No, agree or
No.
disagree.
don't like the word commanded.
Yeah.
I strongly disagree there.
Yeah.
I think there's a difference between lead and command. And in this scenario, that's just not it, Chief.
Okay. Abstract art that doesn't represent anything shouldn't be considered art at all.
Strongly disagree.
Strongly disagree.
I disagree. Like, there's no objective thing of art. Just shut up.
Yeah, who cares? If they want to draw it,
Yeah.
they can draw it.
It would kind of put an end to the whole English teachers conspiracy theories meme, though.
What's that? Wait, I haven't heard that one.
Like, you know how English teachers
Everything, like,
always
everything.
find meaning in everything? Like,
Oh,
this character sneezed. And they're like, maybe the sneeze indicates the character's inner desire to. Oh, shut up, Mr. Robinson. Shut up.
all right, Lego.
In criminal justice, punishment should be more important than rehabilitation.
Nah.
I strongly disagree.
Same here.
It is a waste of time to try to rehabilitate some criminals. Some, yes.
think
I guess in
that's
that case, you just hold them indefinitely, right? Like keep them away
Yeah.
from society.
Yeah.
Which I don't think is a punishment. It's just like keeping them from people.
if
Yeah.
you are ever to release anybody at all, like even if it's like say a 20-year sentence, 30-year sentence, if at any point they're to be released, then it should be for rehabilitation. Like you should be trying to rehabilitate them the entire time,
Yeah.
because otherwise, what's the point of like releasing them?
Sonic. Oh wait. Oh, this one here. Oh, that's basically what we just said, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I
the
strongly
rehab.
disagree as well.
Agree, I guess. Kind of.
Yeah, very soft agree on mine.
Strongly disagree. on mine.
Games.
Okay, yeah, the business person and the manufacturer are more important than the writer and the artist. Disagree. I think like
Strongly disagree.
manufacturer is important, but I don't know, like the power of words is like really, that's a huge deal.
I'm kind of right down the
I wouldn't
middle.
say- I wouldn't say more important, but to the same level to an extent.
They have different domains. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. It depends on where you look at the situation from. So I'm gonna put disagree, but
The next question is a doozy. Wait, who read the last? Oh, I read the last one. Yeah, B.
Ah,
And the next one's a doozy.
Mothers may have carers, but their first duty is to be homemakers.
Careers.
Did you read?
Okay, careers. I was thinking of H3H3.
Wow.
Okay.
I disagree here because what if, and this is a very long shot, but what if I get married? And what if she wants to be the moneymaker and she wants me to be a stay-at-home father? How about that?
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
yeah, I
Nothing
mean,
wrong
I
with
know
that.
people who the man is the person who takes care of the kids, they stay at home, and the mom is the one. She's a lawyer, she's doing things.
Well,
So-
not to mention in this society, a lot of times both parents are working to make ends meet. So it's not exactly, you know what I mean? I think it's a case of whoever the homemaker is if there's a person not working, they could be the homemaker. But if both are working, then they both can share the task. Oh, basic thing is, if you're not doing anything, be a homemaker. If you are doing something, the other person can be, or you can share it, depending on.
Your responsibility.
Okay, multinational.
Yeah, like daddy daycare.
Which one is this? Sonic? No,
Yeah,
that's the Lego.
Oh yeah. Multinational companies are unethically exploiting the plant genetic resources of developing countries.
Yes, agree.
Plants, genetic
Yeah,
resources.
Yeah.
I'm gonna agree because there are companies that are doing that.
Wait, are we talking about plants as in like plants that like green like food
Plant.
or like like manufacturing plants?
No. Oh, no.
Plant genetic resource.
The plant genetic. No. Well, since it says genetic, I think it's talking about like plant as in like greenery. They're
Use a greenery.
How are they
Yeah,
exploiting it?
they're smoking all the dang weed. No. Like no. Well, they take
Oh,
resources-
like unethical like
exploiting resources. Like
corn
I mean,
plantations and
for example, like it's not a
coffee.
plant. Like if how they mine for resources in like the rural countries, like the blood diamond type thing, for
Yeah.
example.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
it's not like plants.
Like there's there's like the blood avocado stuff like
The
that.
blood.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Like there's avocados that are very unethically sourced. Like there's basically forced labor
Yeah.
involved, that kind of stuff.
Oh,
All right.
It's still going.
Yes, we're still going.
Yep.
Welcome, Al.
yeah,
to-
we're
This
gaming.
is
Good
I
a
think
idea.
really
there's-
long episode.
Yes.
I
Yep.
remember you joined the VC like hours ago.
Yep. We're almost done.
Goodbye.
Almost.
We're pulling a hey shit ass and speed.
We're gonna
run.
go even faster for the next page.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
making peace-
This one's
sorry.
Sonic.
Making peace with the establishment is an important aspect of maturity.
I strongly agree.
I disagree. Like a light disagree.
I don't know, like define establishments.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like a lot of these terms don't get like defined or like put in any context. It's a pain in the
Holy
ass.
Twitter cast announcement page.
I interpret it as kind of the society that we're born into. And I don't know if that's really what it is, but like going to school to get an education about this and this, that's an established ideal. And coming to terms with that, I think is a good step.
I don't know. Like, I think it like if that's how you want to go, I think that's good. But like in terms of, I feel like there's plenty of people that go off the beaten path, and that's good for them. In fact, I'd say like innovation is from people going off the beaten path, so it's actually even better, more so the people to chase their dreams as opposed to chase what society wants them to do.
Okay, next.
Ex-
Themes.
Hold on, I got to load the other page here.
Oh wait, this is quick. We can do this.
Okay. Astrology accurately explains many things. This is astrology, not astronomy. Astronomy is the science one. Astrology is the fucking stupid one that I strongly disagree with.
You said astrology twice.
Uh-huh.
No, I said astronomy.
No, you said astrology is the smart one. Astrology is the stupid one.
No,
Well,
I
astronomy
don't know.
is
I
the
think-
Wait, you said astronomy. What? Fuck. What? What
Yeah,
am I saying?
astronomy with an N. One has an N, the other one has a
The-
L.
The N word and the L word.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna disagree.
Yeah, I strongly disagree.
Cool. You cannot be moral without being religious.
Strongly disagree.
Strongly disagree. As a religious person, I strongly disagree.
Yeah.
Me too.
Nothing
totally
wrong
wrong.
with. Well, I mean, religion is great, and not having religion is great too.
Yep. Charity is better than social security as a means of helping the genuinely disadvantaged.
Well, isn't charity the true love of
Socials?
Christ, supposedly?
I say disagree because I don't know. Like I don't think people are as charitable like of their own. Like
Yeah.
like if we can all bring ourselves up, like if we all agreed to be like, hey, we should all just bring ourselves, as opposed to like going out and like first of all you gotta go out and find these people, and then you gotta give them charity, and then it's like,
Okay.
which one you deserve or not? I don't know.
Some people themes, I think, or Sonic. Someone.
Sonic.
Some people are naturally unlucky. I am one of those people.
I strongly disagree because I'm not a big believer in luck.
Yeah, same here. I don't believe in luck.
Yeah.
Well, I just think
think-
like you don't choose where you're born or who you're born to, so in that case, it's random.
I kind of believe in
Yeah,
luck,
well,
honestly.
I guess it's the question of like luck versus statistics, right? Because some people can treat statistics as luck. Like what's the statistic probability that you end up here? Why is your
Oh,
health
okay.
that
It's talking
bad?
about. Oh, it's okay. It's not talking about their outcome. It's talking about throughout their life. Never mind. Yeah. Okay, I misinterpreted that one.
Little bitch, start reading.
Wow.
Themes.
Oh, me? Okay.
Little bitch, start reading.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. I'll give you that. It is important that my child's school instills religious values. Strongly disagree.
Strongly disagree.
I dropped out of BYU Idaho for this reason.
Yeah.
Well, it was one of the many reasons.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, the next page.
Finally, a look at sex.
Oh, we might have to cut this part altogether.
Oh no.
No. No, it's fine.
Sex outside marriage is usually immoral.
Strongly disagree.
Strongly disagree.
I agree for religious reasons.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Lego.
A same-sex couple in a stable, loving relationship should not be excluded from the possibility of child adoption.
Strongly agree.
Strongly agree.
Strongly agree.
Strongly agree.
Yeah, I was about to
Sonic.
say, are you like not gonna be saying?
Pornography depicting consenting adults should be legal for the adult population.
Strongly agree.
Strongly agree.
Well,
'Cause
if
I'm a
they're
gamer.
Consenting.
As long as they're of age and consenting, then it's fine.
Well, that's what consenting adults means, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Themes.
Oh yeah. Fuck. What goes on in a private bedroom between consenting adults is no business of the state. Strongly agree.
I'm gonna agree, but not strongly.
Unless it's inflation.
Okay. B.
Ooh.
Wait, is it me?
Yeah.
you
Oh,
gotta
Yep,
read-
it
no
should be
one can
fuck
feel
yous.
naturally homosexual.
Take that
Um,
out of context, everyone. Post that everywhere.
Strongly
But this-
disagree.
Yeah,
Just
strong-
take this whole episode out of context.
Yeah, strongly disagree. These days, openness about sex has gone too far.
Eh.
I kind of agree. Because,
Openness.
like, there are a lot of shows and movies nowadays that are pretty much sex.
Yeah.
Like, sex isn't the only thing to be enjoyed. You can be entertained about other things like SpongeBob
Yeah, I
or
guess
Sonic.
there's
not
there's an overuse of it to an extent, but
I think-
I'm gonna disagree.
Yeah.
That's really soft though. I'm
I-
leaning on agree.
I think there's a lot of taboo that doesn't. There's no good reason for that taboo to exist other than societal norms. So that's why I disagree.
Inflation, baby.
Yeah, I threw a strong
Yeah.
disagree on mine. Like it's important in terms of like I guess like child content not to be doing stuff like that,
Yeah.
right? Like or teen content even. But in terms of like adult content, yeah, I think a lot of it is just like people's personal hangups that like aren't rooted in anything but like own personal hangups, and especially like obviously the like the idea of like oh you show a bunch of violence on screen that's fine, but you show a titty and like now it's and M-rated type of thing, and
Huh.
I
Okay.
just feel like
All
Well,
right.
how did everyone do?
Should we flash these on screen in editing? I'll
Or
take a
or
screenshot.
or just I'll just pull them up in a tab.
yeah, we could
like
put
just
the down there, whatever.
Yeah, I'll take a screenshot. And...
put them in current episode probably, so that I don't have to move my Discord scrolling thing.
Will do, Sue.
We live in a society.
We do in fact live in a society.
We do live in a society.
Oh, not that one. Oh, you. Oh, never mind. That's not related.
We live.
All right, it is in there.
Current episode. So that's pretty close to That's pretty close to mine. So there's Lego. There's me.
Wait, which one again?
Lego. That's
Current
Lego.
episode? Oh, there we are.
Oh, current episode. Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised about my results, actually.
Huh.
Here we are. I didn't crop mine.
Oh wow. We're.
Yeah.
Do you think?
We're all pretty much about the same.
Do you think like talking through everything, we kind of converged on the same answers a lot of the time? When in
Yeah.
fact we would have maybe chosen different ones.
Maybe.
I
I
think
mean, I just don't remember any like strong disagreements that we all. And even if we did, we just put different answers.
Yeah.
I think there are a couple where I definitely went either from agree to a strong disagree, or like agree from a strong agree, or a disagree from a strong disagree. Where I've kind of moved a little bit more to the center.
So I'm
but
the
I-
same amount left versus right as Sonic. I'm just a little bit more libertarian, I guess.
You're a librarian.
I'm a librarian.
See, this is different from the last time I took this test, where like I ended up authoritarian, like top left. But I think it was more so when I was more like I definitely went harder on some of the questions, like the like hey, we should regulate businesses because otherwise like you end up with an ISP situation, or yeah, ISP situation, type of thing.
Yeah.
But
I think there's a lot of nuance to a lot of these questions, and
well, I think that's fair too. Like as we're talking about, like we're getting different perspectives of these, so it's kind of like that's why these are kind of fun with people. That's it.
yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
Well,
Good job.
we're 2 hours and 24 minutes in, so I think I think we're gonna end this. But thanks to
All right.
everyone who listened this far.
Anyone have anything to say before we log out here? In terms of
Go watch Soundboard Mayhem 2. Better
Yes.
show, lol.
Oh, I gotta prepare tomorrow.
cut this out in post, B. That was terrible.
You should listen to my upcoming MDDL video that I'm editing right now. I'm so unenthusiastic.
Nice.
Speaking of which, we should discuss that.
Oh yeah, I could send you the next one.
Yes, I'm available this week.
Anyway, while they talk about that, this has been Random Ramblings episode 5, called what is it? Soundboard Ramblings.
Jewish
Soundboard.
aliens.
Jewish
invade-
aliens.
Yes, Jewish aliens.
Yes, you can take so much of this episode out of context.
You know,
All of these statements.
as long as you don't
Racism.
get our channel deleted, I am cool with you using any of these voice clips of mine for your soundboard.
Racism is good.
It's actually-
Find every which reason to cancel me. For example, white people are better than black people.
Ooh.
Wait.
What were you
In
gonna
the other universe,
say? Okay. I was about to
On
say, like,
opposite day.
on opposite day.
also women.
So now I'm racist.
Yeah.